Hey, what would you do if you couldn't meditate? If you tried everything, you tried the guided meditations, you tried the binaural beats, you tried going to retreats at week long retreats at meditation institutes, you tried silent retreats, what would you do? Hey, Dr. Chris here, Accelerated Healing Specialist. You guys know me already. I have had every struggle. That's why I'm here to help you. What would you do? What I did when I went to Monroe Institute, I believe in the course of 1 year, the first time I went, I did 6 week long retreats. And for the retreats, Monroe Institute, if you look it up, it's an amazing place. I recommend it very strongly. We do things, we listen to the binaural beats and have out of body experiences, lucid dreaming, remote viewing, soul retrieval, telekinesis, psychokinesis, you name it. It's done there. So I go there and I'm there my first time listening to the audios. Awesome time. It was like summer camp for adults. This is back in like maybe 21. And honestly, I was terrible at it. Like everyone else is visualizing. I already made a video on this non visual. Um, I blocked myself. It's not that I'm incapable. So sometimes I have amazing visuals, but a lot of the time I'm kind of a little stuck. I've gotten a ton better. I've cleared a lot of the blocks and now I understand why they're there, but that's not this video. So there I am. And I am not getting any of the results. I maybe would get a couple of glimpses. And I kept going back because it was a wonderful time and I knew I needed to. Until eventually I accepted I'm not going to get what I signed up for on paper. I'm going to get what I'm supposed to get when I'm there. Like I saw a biblical angel, the one with all the wheels and stuff. It was insane. Clear as day. Yes, I can visualize. Um, One of my favorites was I was there and I saw in a meditation what people describe a DMT experience being like, where I could see the fabric of reality being assembled. Quick flash during a meditation. Another one of my favorites, was I literally was told stop resisting like a 1980s cop movie, like stop resisting in my meditation because the resistance is the pain. That was the beginning of that lesson. Another one, I was literally told flip the script. Now in coaching, that's commonly told. It's shift your perspective, learn to see from another perspective, take a different view of it, go slightly out of phase, etc. But I was literally told flip the script, and I got to experience that freedom. So if I had done what I was supposed to do, I would have been extremely sad, frustrated, angry, self-loathing, etc. Instead, I did what was happening. I accepted the limitations that I had. I couldn't fight them. I tried. It didn't work. So I just accepted. I'm going to go there. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to get what I get. One of the weeks I was there was for what's called Peak Week. So that's 5 different programs. It's taking the highlight day of every program. So MC squared, that's psychokinesis, telekinesis. There's one for soul retrieval. There's Heartline, that's connecting to the heart. And there's a couple of others. And it's really, really good. I went there and none of that happened. What ended up being my experience for that was literally the opening of my chakras all the way from the bottom to the top. So everyone else is coming back telling stories of soul retrieval. Oh, there was a bus crash, it fell over a cliff. These people have been in like basically what we call purgatory. They've been in an in-between state. I helped their souls to come to peace. Meanwhile, I just felt like the middle of my body open. So my vibration started to clear. Again, kinesthetic. So that's what I bring into what I offer people. I can only work where I am. The person can only work where they are. We find that middle ground where I can offer a hand to help lift someone up to where they'd like to be, assuming that that's an area I have access to. If I don't, we collaborate. We find how can we get there. But learn to accept what limits you have because we can only start from where we are. I wanted to be able to visualize. I wanted those results. But realistically, I had to accept that was not happening at that moment. And anything beyond that acceptance was resistance. The resistance itself is what causes me to be uncomfortable, be unhappy, be dissatisfied, cantankerous, whatever lovely other words I come up with. The resistance makes me fail. I succeeded in ways I could not have imagined instead. I got what was necessary for my journey, not what I thought I was there for. So, that in a nutshell is my journey of not being able to meditate. When I stopped fighting that I couldn't, I began being able to. I began to, instead of trying to visualize, I let myself see the darkness. And through the darkness, the greatest visuals came without me trying to make it happen. Um, I learned stillness not by trying to cultivate it, but by just focusing on my breath, doing box breathing. I found that, cutting back caffeine, whatever foods I'm having, regular movement, there's the smaller habits that I build up that get reflected in my ability to hold stillness. There's the acceptance, the self love, the trust, and the enjoyment. Sometimes it's that commitment. I am going to focus on my breathing. I'll set a timer for 10 minutes on my phone. I am not allowed to open my eyes. I am not allowed to look at the phone. When I take away all of my excuses to get out, then I accept that I'm in. And the 10 minutes flies by. And if it doesn't, I sit with the boredom because that's a type of fear. And behind that fear is where I hide. So I'm aware of it and I'll sit with it and I'll cultivate patience in the worst case scenario. What I'm doing is creating a win no matter what happens. That's something that you can do. The more you create the win, no matter what happens, the more every circumstance and situation becomes an advantage. The more that happens, the easier it is to move forward in your direction, whatever that may be, as long as you're not forcing it. Instead, you're grateful. You're sitting with it. You're enjoying it. You're present. You're loving. That's how we meditate when we can't. And we don't beat ourselves up because someone's making all the meditations for visual people and we're not visual. No, instead we accept what we are. We love what we are. And we accept that what's happening is what's intended for us by us. We take ownership. We do not play the victim. Anyhow, Dr. Chris, Accelerated Healing Specialist. So glad to have you with me today. Love you guys. Stay good. Love yourselves, because seriously, if you're here, it's because you're loved. It may not feel like that. Once you start to realize it, you start to live it, though. Chris at acceleratedhealingsystem.com. Leave me messages in the feedback or email me if there's anything that you agree, disagree, or want me to work on. Thanks, guys. Be well.